Hey everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
me, Oberon.
And me, Banshee. And it's time for our monthly modality message. And it's for the modalities of the Zodiac. And we will be doing, this reading is good for the entire Taurus season. So happy birthday to our Taurus friends out there.
A special happy birthday for me because Taurus is on the opposite side from Scorpio, so you are my dark twin, or perhaps it's the other way around.
And happy birthday to one of our followers, Kara. Happy birthday to you. We know you are a Taurus, so.
All right, so the modality reading takes a look at the signs of the zodiac as they're arranged by their modality. And as it turns out, there's 3 modalities which describe energy patterns within those signs. One of each of the signs of the elements, the earth, air, fire, and water, will be in each modality. So we're going to start with the cardinal modalities. And of course, if we were totally ready, we would have had these right here for ourselves.
Right. The cardinal modality has a lot of positives. Well, not a lot, actually.
Well, who are they?
The mutables have more. They are, thank you. I was going to get to that. They are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn.
Your favorite signs, pretty much.
Pretty much. And the positives are, we are the initiators. We get things started. We're active. We're quick. We have drive. We're ambitious. Vim and vigor. We are no slackers. We're enthusiastic, a zest for life, clever, and we want to win.
Do we want to let the other person shuffle the cards?
No. Because you're going to read the negatives, and then maybe I'll let you shuffle the cards.
Thank you.
And I'll expound on on the cardinals more.
Alrighty, I know you can do that.
Anyway.
So, but before that, I must read about the negatives.
Dish it, Mr. O.
You betcha. Cardinals are too domineering and self-centered, and they forget about others. Yes, even this one. As they focus on their stuff, they often don't finish what they start.
That's the truth. That's the only truth I will own. Shuffle. So we're going to do this reading, and the cardinal signs will find out what their primary focus basically is in this Taurus season and some factors related to that. So I've given Mr. O time to ruffle and shuffle his cards.
So
or my cards. Actually, they're my cards. All right.
All right. So our first question is, what is that primary focus for the cardinal signs in this month ahead?
In this Taurus season? Well, it's the 2 of Wands reversed. So the primary focus is to maybe figure out why your plans are not coming to fruition, why your strategy doesn't seem to be working. It's a time to reevaluate. It's a time to redesign, your path towards your goals. Or maybe it's time to look at your goals and see if they're doable.
Your primary focus seems to be around the fact that you thought you were going to be having some expansion going on. You thought you had something new that was going to click in, and it doesn't seem to have. And so you may be trying to address wherever this was. It could be a business concern, of course, because it's Wands, but it could be about friendships, relationships, or other things. Something didn't kick off the way you thought it was going to, or a new vista didn't appear that you were maybe expecting. And so you want to see if you can get that energy coming back or find it.
So the role your interactions with others could play in the month ahead, cardinal signs. Oh, it's the World, but it's reversed.
Uh-oh.
Well, okay. So
it's not real bad.
I think your interactions with others concern unfinished business, which again, it could relate to the primary
Wow,
focus.
yeah.
But yeah, it definitely sounds like that, but it could be something else as well. But consider the fact that something is hanging, still hanging that needs to be addressed, needs to be finished, and it involves other people.
It almost feels like the Cardinals are maybe having a persnickety moment with this too, because they feel like it's just not exactly what they want. It's a Goldilocks moment. It's just too hot. It's just too cold. It's not what you want. And so your interactions with others will take on the tone of trying to fine-tune things. Beware that you don't come off as being overly persnickety about that. Be willing to compromise with people or see other points of view.
All right. I like that. That's fine. And what's the next one, Mr. O?
Question 3, card 3. The opportunities or challenges that you may face in this month ahead and how best you may be able to achieve them.
Well, this is Cardinal Water, which is Cancer, right? And so it's the King of Cups reversed. All 3 cards are reversed right now. This is not unhappy hour. What's going on? But anyway, it is the King of Cups. King of Cups is reversed. And so cardinal signs, the opportunities or challenges that you face, the challenge that you face is really keeping your emotions in check, being balanced through this process here, not taking it out on other people if your plans haven't worked out the way you thought they would. See if you can enlist them to help you figure out a solution rather than adding to the problem with emotional outbursts.
Right. The Cancerian card there, King of Cups, sort of says you may have to, try to work hard on that. That could be part of your challenge. The other part of your challenge, I think, is also looking at where you should be trying to do better modeling of your behavior. That's often talked about here too, but this could be part of that, that the idea that you could be a better mentor in certain respects rather than just, being overly critical. So try to find where you can balance or lean that way.
And how can the cardinal signs use their superpowers to their advantage this month? Oh, I love it. I love it. It's the Hierophant reversed. It's the one reversed card I can sink my teeth into here.
Go.
Because your superpower is that you are the innovators. And Hierophant reversed is calling upon you to come out with some innovative thinking, some out-of-the-box thinking in order to get yourself back on track. So it sounds to me like instead of taking it out on your connections in this month ahead, cardinal signs, you need to work with others to brainstorm and come up with some creative solutions to the problem.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love how that turned out there too. And it really flows very well. So I'm not sure if we'll update or not, but I agree with you that that idea there. What is that final card?
It's the Hierophant.
The Hierophant reversed. Sometimes unusual problems or situations call for unusual solutions. How do you catch a unique cat? Unique up on them. But no, being unique, being different, being not ordinary, or trying to outguess what others do. These could all be attributes that you're going to seek here, especially as you're engaging, I think, with others, because it does look like connections with others is a part of this, whether it's all the same thing or not.
So that's what we have for the Cardinals. I think it's pretty cut and dry for you in Taurus season. Good luck with that.
All right, Cardinals. So now we are on
those darn fixed signs.
I know, you're going to fix.
I am going to have to read the good stuff.
Fix my wagon.
Maybe I'll read them all. The positives. Oh, by the way, the fixed signs are Taurus, Taurus season, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So your positives are that you're supposed to be steadfast, stable, determined, resolute, self-reliant, forging ahead, and you calmly work on objectives, except for technology. Remembers those who help them. Persistence, concentration. You're powerful, yet purposeful, and you have no wasted motions.
So they say, but of course, even us, the fixed signs.
Does it say you break things?
I'm gonna cry now.
I'm sorry. It's all right. I'm teasing.
I broke one of her special glasses. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
Anyway, oh well.
So negatives. Breaks special glasses.
No. Okay, go on.
Stubbornness. My way or the highway. I didn't really break it. I just kind of changed its molecular cohesion, honey. Thinking tendencies to get stuck in their ways, believing they are always right. That was really small compared to you guys. Okay, it was about the same.
Alrighty, let me cut them for you.
Yes. All right, so once again, the primary focus for the fixed signs, what will it be this month?
For Taurus season, it's the Seven of Swords, upright. Well,
doing what the Scorpio part of fixed signs do best.
Hiding what they've broken. No, he didn't do that in this case.
I knew I wouldn't be able to.
I'm just kidding. Obviously, this is a card, the primary focus is a card of, this is a card of stealth, of doing quiet actions rather than being seen. Staying in the shadows. Some of you, especially you Scorpios, you like that. You like to observe and see what people are doing. Listen to what people are saying. Try to read between the lines. And this is a time for you to gather data.
Well, in a simpler time, I remember somebody, and I don't remember who they were, some sort of philosopher, said that the greatest power in the world or superpower in the world would be to be invisible. And no, the Seven of Swords doesn't guarantee that, but some of the signs in the fixed milieu maybe can take advantage of that idea of not being noticeable. And so some of this is about attitude, about, not drawing attention to yourself, but it's all in the service of maybe figuring out other things that are going on. Fixed signs maybe have an ability right now in this month to see a little bit below the surface and maybe figure out some things that they need to know.
It's obvious that you need to do this for some reason. We'll see if we can figure out why. So what about your connections?
Card 2, the role that your interactions with others will play in this month ahead.
Well, that's interesting because we have the Princess of Swords, which is the Page of Swords.
Page of Swords.
And that is interesting here because obviously if you're gathering information, you are connecting with others. You're networking, you're talking to people. Maybe you're talking to people quietly, like gossiping, etc. But it's constructive. It's because you really are trying to ferret out something that you need to know.
I love this particular combination because, of course, with the fixed signs and the idea that their focus is going around trying to be unnoticed as they look for things, and then you have that Page or Princess of Swords, and they are basically the most diplomatic kind of personality in the array of cards. They are really very clever at being graceful and appearing unassuming. And so this is saying that as you go about your business here, you may find you have an advantage because people don't really see you in the way that you understand yourself and your actions at this time. Yes, it's very Scorpionic here.
Well, people seem to trust you. You seem to know how to get, with the Page of Swords, who's a communicator, you seem to know how to get them to talk, to get them to spill. All right.
All right. Question card 3. The opportunities or challenges that the fixed signs face in this month ahead and possibly how best they can handle them.
This is sort of palooza. First off, we got 2 swords here, and now We've got the Five of Swords reversed.
Uh-oh. You know what that means.
Well, the opportunity or challenge. You may have an opportunity to cut and run here.
It's also a challenge.
From a conflict.
Can you get away fast enough?
Well, the challenge is, can you cut and run? But the challenge is also, can you fight this? You know, can you fight this? It would be a challenge to try to fight what you hear. You know, this almost sounds like a workplace with sneaky plans to cut staff or make rearranging changes at work, something that disrupts the unit or, you know, the workforce there, and people are talking with one another and trying to figure out fact from fiction. I kind of get that feel here, don't you?
On its own, the Five of Swords does talk to or speak to our interactions with others, and not really ever in a very good way. It sort of brings up the idea that some people are always going to covet or feel like they need to get in on what you got. Or to some degree it could be vice versa. And so this is saying, really, be prepared to fight for what you have, or to, you know, walk away from it. And, you know, there's that old saying, you know, he who lives and walks away lives to fight another day.
I can't rule out that this isn't something interpersonal as well. Two things come to mind. I mean, this could be, you know, friends gossiping with one another about somebody else who maybe feels they're going to be betrayed by someone. And the other is that in a romantic relationship, do you feel somebody's cheating on you and you're trying to dig up the dirt? You're trying to find out. So, I mean, it could even relate to situations like that.
Very interesting, Banshee.
All right.
All right. Card 4 then is there's no other choice. How can you use your modality superpower to best advantage?
I don't know. It's the Seven of Pentacles. Upright.
Watch it burn. I mean, grow.
Well, yeah, you know, this might be, you're going to have to play a wait and see attitude. Maybe you're going to get the information you need that will help you better prepare for when wherever poop hits the fan. And so maybe this is the idea here is, I'm just going, now I know what's going on here, and I'm going to wait and see how it plays out.
Well, when I think about the modalities here, I sort of feel this card aptly describes things as kind of a full stop. You know, all of those modalities to some degree or another have the ability to just sort of say, wait, or I need to think about this. And it's interesting that it falls right after the Five of Swords, where maybe this is also saying, hey, there's a lot going on here. You might not be able to meet this challenge. So I think your superpowers is indications that you need to do a full stop for the reasons of really letting things go where they are, possibly still doing those other things you were doing there, but no other really strong actions should probably happen right now.
Well, you know, they say here that you are persistent. I mean, you could try to stay the course for better or worse. You may have valid reasons for this. Like, for example, if you know they're going to cut jobs and you feel you're on the chopping block, you may have to try to stay till that happens, you know, number one, to collect unemployment if you don't have another job, or to wait until you get another job, to start looking, to prepare yourself. And if this is a relationship situation, I mean, for example, this is just an example, if you have children involved, you may have to wait before you divorce, or you may have to, you know, make sure you have plans in place to handle everything you need to. So finding out things is one thing, but, you know, when you implement your action towards what you have found out, that's another. And I think you need to probably play a little bit of a waiting game here to see how it turns out.
I get the feeling that this will play out longer than the cycle of Taurus. It may go on at least a little bit longer.
Yeah, it could, definitely.
All right, so that was it for the fixed
Good
signs.
luck with that.
We will now move on to our final sign, the mutables.
Yes.
I'm going to give a rundown of some of the mutables. Wow, they have a big old
They have a lot,
honking paragraph there.
Get to it, Mr. O.
But
who are they?
They are the Geminis, Virgos, Sagittarians and Pisceans of the Zodiac amongst us. And all of them, you can see, are really easy to change in certain respects, some more than the others. But here are the positives. They go with the flow. They are adaptable and flexible and versatile. Mutables are highly resourceful. They can change when necessary. They are quite easy to change. They can change, assume various personas. They're the chameleons of the Zodiac. So they are well liked by others. They enjoy learning and playing fair. They are diplomatic, sharp, sympathetic, and they can see below the surface. They're selfless. They're quick to help others.
Whew, that's a mouthful.
It was.
And their negatives don't seem to be the least of all of us in a way, although really not. They're about the same. They try too hard to please everyone. And, because they try to please everyone, they can look to be wishy-washy to some people and inconsistent. And some people might even consider them downright duplicitous, they're just putting on a show for others and trying to be what everybody wants them to be. They can stretch themselves to the breaking point.
So for the mutables, it's the same questions. What is the primary focus for them in this month ahead?
Well, it's the High Priestess. It's getting in touch with your inner wisdom.
Boy, this is so in touch with a couple of these guys for sure.
It's maybe doing, in a way, it's maybe doing some deep work, trying to either ferret out, some solutions or some things that have been troubling you, or perhaps if you feel you've been out of balance or you haven't been able to connect with your higher wisdom or your intuition, now's the time to do so.
This could also be a focus on yourself in that inward way too, because let's remember Taurus, the season of Taurus, the emphasis could be about ourselves in a central way, feeling our body's messages, feeling our body's pleasures or aches and pains. And so we may be taking this time to really look at ourselves on all levels, the good, the bad, and the ugly. All right, so then,
what about the role your interactions with others could play in this month ahead? Well, it's the Wheel of Fortune reversed. I would say, it's funny that following this card, it's not like it's a perfect fit, but what I feel from this is that this maybe isn't the right time to do a lot of interacting with others. You need quiet time. You need time to know thyself better, so to speak. You need this idea of tapping into your intuition and just laying low. I feel like the timing is off. And maybe this also means that with some of your interactions with others, some plans get canceled anyway. It's possible here this means plans get canceled or delayed, and you should probably let them go because you need this downtime.
These two concepts almost revolve around each other this month, and it could be that maybe due to circumstance of whatever, there's various heavy-duty configuration of planets and then the voiding of that all during these next few months. So maybe this is saying really you are apt to find yourself more alone at times just due to circumstance, or moments or opportunities where you can focus inward because other things sort of are just, they're not distractions so much, but they're just not pushing you exactly where you thought you were. So maybe you're going to relax and just go with where the wheel takes you regardless.
And maybe because, your inner self is knocking at your door trying to get your attention because you need to spend some time there. Maybe this is saying that interactions with others this month will not prove that beneficial to you. Be rather unlucky.
All right, so card 3 then is the opportunities or challenges you may face in this month ahead and how best you can work on them.
It's the Hanged Man. reversed. And isn't that funny? So the idea is that you really don't want to pull back. You're kind of wanting to be out there. You want to get off a tree and not have to pull yourself back, but you're not into it. You want to get out there and mingle.
It's almost too like in a way that maybe you want to, you know, experience some of those downturns of luck with other people too. So you're willing to push the envelope a little bit to, you know, maybe interact with people, press the flesh, and, you know, experience some things. And I can't think of a real positive reason why you would want to do things that might bring bad luck or, you know, some problems here. So it is a little bit interesting.
Well, the challenge definitely is. The challenge is, can you hold yourself back a little bit longer? Can you sacrifice some of your social life to work on your inner self?
Oh, you did that well.
All right.
Card 4. So then, how will you use your modality superpower to best advantage?
It's the Seven of Cups. Interesting,
wow.
We're ending with another 7. You know, we have had 3 7s in this reading. You know, in these readings, we had the 7 of Swords in one. We had the 7 of Pentacles in another. And now we have the 7 of Cups. And as a matter of fact, the 7 of Pentacles ended a reading. And so now we have the 7 of Cups.
And in certain ways, the 7 of Cups can strongly resonate to that High Priestess in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, this could be saying, really, you will have to use, you know, your powers of discernment, intuitiveness, getting a hunch or whatever, to look at those choices or situations around you. Maybe not all of them are ones you really can find the same success in, but you're going to have to figure it out.
Well, this is about using your modality superpowers, let's not forget, and we didn't mention that. So how do you use your modality superpowers in this month ahead? Well, I think here you have to go with the flow, but, you know, with your intuition that's been nudging at you. You have to do it. The 7 of Cups is here, and it's indicating that if you go within, you know, and you go with this flow, this intense desire from inside of you to have some quiet, you know, time to sort things out, you will be able to sort things out. You'll be able to look at all the possibilities, you know, for answers to what it may be troubling you, or, you know, what you need to do next. You can survey everything and get the feel for them and figure out where your intuition is telling you need to go.
Very cool.
That's what we have. I can't think of any way to say. All these readings very much connected to the focus, I feel, and so I think that this was some.
And maybe that's a property
of for everybody.
Of the month of Taurus, where we're more in touch with ourselves. Yeah. We have more of a feel for ourselves, body, mind, and spirit in a way.
Yeah, mostly, you know, Taurus is so physical. It's mostly body, but I can see what you're saying, because body, mind, spirit, health is crucial. And integration is crucial. And the High Priestess is begging you mutable signs to go within and give your higher self the nourishment it needs.
It's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it.
Good luck with that. Wow. So that's it for this modality. And I want to wish the Taurians that are out there a very happy birthday season. Enjoy it. Party hardy like I did for my Aries season. You go, Taurians. And we will see you next time when the sun enters the sign of Gemini. So take care, everybody, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye for now.